Imagine holding a simple Australian 20-cent coin from 1981 in your hand and discovering that it could completely turn the tables for you. What if this ordinary-looking coin, often ignored in loose change, is actually worth far more than you ever imagined? Stick around until the end of the video to learn its real value and how you can sell it the right way to get the maximum return. The Australian 20-cent coin of 1981 carries a fascinating story that connects history, minting technology, and the global demand for rare varieties. This was a year when millions of these coins were produced, but within this huge mintage are specific pieces that stand out as treasures. Some coins from 1981 were struck at different mints, including the Royal Mint in London, and this gives rise to variations that collectors carefully seek out. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machen. This particular portrait was used widely during that period, but certain small differences in striking detail, rim shape, or metal quality can help experts identify the origin of the coin. The reverse side displays the iconic platypus, designed by Stuart Devlin, a symbol that has become instantly recognizable in Australian coinage. What makes some of these coins so special are minting errors and varieties. Some 1981 Australian 20-cent coins show off-center strikes, double strikes, or planchet flaws. A few even have differences in their rim or lettering, which occurred due to the minting process at the time. These rare characteristics turn an everyday coin into a valuable collectible piece. Coins struck in London have unique, identifying traits compared to those struck in Canberra. The London minted coins were produced to meet increased demand, and although many were circulated, a select few in pristine condition have survived. Collectors pay close attention to the edge, lettering, and even the alignment between obverse and reverse to spot these special pieces. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of a 1981 Australian 20-cent coin. A circulated coin with scratches and wear may fetch only a modest premium, but an uncirculated coin with brilliant luster and sharp details can be worth significantly more. Proof coins, or those preserved in mint sets, can command even higher prices in auctions and collector circles. Over the years, some era coins from this year have achieved impressive auction results. Double-struck coins, coins with clipped plankets, and those with die cracks have sold for prices that would surprise most people. The rarity and uniqueness of each era drive the demand higher among numismatists. Grading is an essential step before selling. A professional grading service can authenticate the coin, assign it a grade, and give it a certification number. This boosts beer confidence and often leads to higher offers. Well-graded examples of rare varieties or mint errors from 1981 have fetched hundreds. Imagine finding a simple 2020 Liberty $quarter in your pocket change and discovering it could be worth far more than its face value. If you have this coin, it might turn the tables for you. Stick around until the end of the video to find out its potential value and how you can sell it for a great price. The 2020 Liberty $quarter is one of those modern coins that surprises collectors and everyday people alike. Released as part of the America the Beautiful $quarter program, it features distinctive reverse designs that make it instantly recognizable. Many of these coins entered circulation in large numbers, but a small fraction came with unique minting errors, limited strike varieties, or near-perfect conditions that can dramatically increase their value among numismatists. What makes this coin stand out is not just its year but the details. Some 2020 quarters were struck with rare mint errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or even special low mintage varieties that slipped through regular production unnoticed. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with these features because they can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. Another key factor is grading. Coins preserved in mint state or higher grades, often certified by professional grading services, can fetch premium prices. The difference between a circulated coin and one in pristine condition can mean the difference between a regular $quarter and a small fortune. Even coins found in everyday transactions can sometimes hold hidden potential if they're examined carefully for rare varieties. 2020 was also a year of historical significance, and that has added extra appeal to coins minted during this period. Many collectors view these coins as part of a unique chapter in American history, which further fuels demand and price growth in the collector's market. Whether it's the West Point mint issues with the W mark or special commemorative designs, the 2020 quarters hold a special place among modern collectibles. Before rushing to spend or exchange any 2020 Liberty quarter you come across. It's essential to check every detail, from the mint mark to the strike quality and any signs of unusual patterns on the coin. Many valuable coins have been found by people who simply took the time to inspect. Welcome back to the coin world, where every old coin has the potential to change your life. If you have a 1997 Liberty quarter dollar lying around, this might just be the coin that turns the tables for you. Stick around until the end of this video to know how much this coin can be worth and exactly how you can sell it for the best possible price. The 1997 Liberty quarter dollar belongs to the classic Washington quarter series, a series that has been in circulation for decades and carries deep historical significance. By 1997, the United States Mint had already struck billions of quarters. But what makes this year fascinating is that it marked the end of an era, right before the state quarters program began in 1999. This means the 1997 issues were among the last of the traditional Eagle reverse quarters, making them a key interest point for collectors who love transitional periods in coin history. Minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, the 1997 Liberty quarter was produced in large numbers for circulation. However, the real excitement lies in the rare varieties, pristine mint state coins, and error coins that were accidentally struck with flaws, making them stand out from the ordinary. Collectors today actively seek these unique pieces, because even the smallest difference can turn a regular quarter into a valuable treasure. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan in 1932. This design remained unchanged for decades, making the 1997 quarter part of a long and beloved tradition. The reverse shows the bold heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, a powerful symbol of American strength and freedom. For many collectors, this design carries nostalgic value, representing the classic look of American change that circulated through countless hands for generations. One of the factors that makes 1997 quarters appealing to numismatists is the potential for high-grade mint state examples. While most circulated quarters from this year have little more than face value, coins that have survived in flawless or near-flawless condition are surprisingly rare. Quarters graded MS67 or higher by professional grading companies can fetch significant premiums because only a tiny number of such well-preserved coins exist. Even more exciting are error coins from 1997, misstrikes, double dies off-center strikes, and coins struck on wrong plankets have all been reported. These rare production mistakes happened during the minting process and were never intended to leave the facility, but a few slipped into circulation. Finding one of these in your pocket change can mean holding a hidden fortune without even knowing it. Collectors and dealers are particularly interested in strong double die obverse. Where inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust show doubling under magnification. Off-center strikes, where the design is shifted noticeably, can also be valuable depending. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating history of the 1965 Liberty quarter dollar, a coin that marked a turning point in American numismatic history. This quarter is more than just a piece of change. It's a reflection of a crucial era of transformation, economic decision-making, and hidden treasures that many people still overlook today. The story of the 1965 quarter begins in a period of immense economic pressure. In the early 1960s, the United States was facing a severe shortage of silver. The increasing demand for silver in industrial applications, combined with rising silver prices, put the U.S. Treasury in a difficult position. The traditional composition of quarters, dimes, and half dollars was 90% silver and 10% copper. But by the mid-1960s, the cost of silver was climbing dangerously close to the face value of the coins themselves. This situation led to widespread hoarding. People across the nation began to pull silver coins out of circulation, stashing them away in anticipation of higher silver prices. This caused a shortage of circulating coins, creating further economic strain. To address this issue, the U.S. government had to act fast, and 1965 became the year of a monumental change in American coinage. That year, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965. This act removed silver from the production of quarters and dimes and reduced the silver content of half dollars. For the quarter dollar, this meant a complete shift from a 90% silver composition to a clad composition of copper and nickel, layered over a pure copper core. This was a revolutionary moment, as it ended over 170 years of silver being used in U.S. circulating coins. The new copper-nickel-clad quarters began production in 1965, but their design remained the same. The familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse stayed untouched. What changed was the metal inside the coin. At first glance, most people didn't notice the difference, but collectors and dealers were well aware of the significance of this shift. Another major decision by the U.S. Mint was to freeze the use of mint marks. From 1965 to 1967, no mint marks appeared on quarters. This was done intentionally to discourage hoarding by making it impossible to distinguish coins from different mints. The mint wanted to keep coins in circulation rather than in collections or investment holdings during the transition period. The 1965 Liberty Quarter dollar was struck in enormous quantities. More than 1.8 billion pieces were minted, making it one of the largest mintages in U.S. history at the time. This massive production was necessary to replenish the coin supply that had been depleted due to hoarding of silver coins. Despite this huge number, the 1965 quarter holds a special place in collectors' hearts because of the historical significance and the existence of rare transitional errors. Coins World. Today we're exploring the captivating and historically rich story of the Liberty Quarter Dollar 2017. This coin isn't just another piece of change. It's a bridge between America's past and its present. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the 2017 quarter holds a special place in modern numismatic history. The year 2017 fell within one of the most fascinating years in U.S. coinage, the America the Beautiful Quarters program. This program began in 2010 and ran until 2021, celebrating national parks, forests, and historic sites across the United States and its territories. Each year, multiple designs were released, and 2017 was one of the most visually striking years of the entire series. Unlike traditional quarters that featured the familiar eagle or the early state designs, the 2017 quarters continued to tell stories through imagery tied to America's landscape, history, and culture. Collectors eagerly awaited each new release, knowing that these coins were not only works of art but also pieces of a much larger national narrative. The obverse of the 2017 quarter remained consistent with the standard Washington portrait, designed by John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932. This portrait of George Washington is iconic. Over the decades, it has undergone subtle refinements but still represents stability and continuity in U.S. coinage. The reverse designs for 2017, however, were where the magic truly unfolded. 5 unique designs were issued that year, each honoring a different national site. Effigy Mounds National Monument in Iowa, Frederick Douglass National Historic Site in Washington, D.C., Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri, Ellis Island in New Jersey, and George Rogers Clark National Historical Park in Indiana. The first release of 2017, Effigy Mounds, featured an aerial view of prehistoric Native American earthworks in the shape of bears and birds. These mounds were built over 1,000 years ago and are among the most remarkable archaeological sites in North America. By placing them on the quarter, the U.S. Mint honored indigenous history and cultural heritage. Next came the Frederick Douglass Quarter, depicting the legendary abolitionist and writer seated at his writing desk with his historic home in the background. This powerful image pays tribute to one of America's most influential voices for freedom and equality, making it a standout design of the entire series. The third quarter honored the Ozark National Scenic Riverways, highlighting Alley Mill, a historic water-powered mill set against a backdrop of flowing water and trees. This design celebrated America's natural beauty and its preservation of historic structures within natural landscapes. Ellis Island. The fourth design showed an immigrant family approaching the iconic structure that welcomed millions to America's shores. This image is emotional and deeply symbolic, reminding everyone of the immigrant stories, value, and exactly how you can sell it for the best possible price. The 1997 Liberty Quarter Dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series that has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1932. Even though 1997 seems like a modern year, this coin has hidden details and rare varieties that collectors actively search for, which can make it worth far more than its face value. At first glance, it might look like just another quarter, but for those who know what to look for this year can hide some surprising treasures. The obverse of the 1997 quarter carries the classic portrait of George Washington, created by sculptor John Flanagan. This design was introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of the first U.S. president and remained largely unchanged for decades. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" surround Washington's profile, and the mint date 1997 appears at the bottom, anchoring the design in a period just before the launch of the State Quarters program in 1999. The reverse features the traditional heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. Above the eagle is the national motto "E pluribus unum," and around the edge are the words "United States of America" and "Quarter Dollar." This reverse design was used from 1932 until 1998, making the 1997 issue one of the final years to showcase this historic and beloved imagery before a complete design transformation took place. The 1997 quarter was minted in Philadelphia and Denver for circulation, with mint marks B and D respectively, and in San Francisco for proofs sets with the S mark. While billions of quarters were made, the real value lies in high-grade examples and rare minting errors. Regular circulated coins usually have only face value, but those in mint state or proof condition can attract significant collector interest. One of the most valuable varieties for 1997 quarters is coins that display dramatic errors. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped blankets, and doubled dies are known to exist. These mistakes happen during the minting process, and collectors pay premiums for well-defined and eye-catching examples. For instance, a 1997 quarter with a strong doubled die or an off-center strike that shows clear details can sell for far more than its denomination. Important factor is the coin's grade. Quarters in mint state, especially MS67 or higher, are rare because coins from this period were produced for everyday use and quickly accumulated scratches, dings, and wear. A pristine 1997 quarter certified by a grading service can stand out at auction and attract competitive bids from collectors seeking top population coins. A tiny Australian 5-cent coin from 1980, and discovering that this small piece of metal might actually turn the tables for you. What looks like ordinary change could hide a surprising value that only a few collectors truly know. Stick around until the end of the video to learn its price and how you can sell it to get the maximum profit from this overlooked coin. The 1980 Australian 5-cent coin is part of a fascinating chapter in modern Australian numismatic history, minted at a time when the country was moving through economic shifts and growing international trade. This coin became a daily companion for millions of Australians. Its design features the spiny echidna on the reverse, created by Stuart Devlin, a beloved figure in coin design. On the obverse is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by Arnold Machin, which had been used on Australian coins for many years during that era. What makes the 1980 5-cent coin particularly interesting for collectors is the variety of minting errors and unique strikes that appeared during this year. Some coins were produced with off-center strikes, broad strikes, or die cracks that created unusual patterns and edges. These error coins are not just minting mistakes. They are rare collectibles that can dramatically increase a coin's market value, especially if they are in excellent condition. Condition is crucial. Most 5-cent coins circulated heavily, leading to scratches, dullness, and worn designs. If you have a coin that has been kept in pristine or uncirculated condition, it stands out from the majority. Coins with full sharp details, clean surfaces, and original mint luster are highly sought after by collectors. Even small differences in condition can create a noticeable gap in value between two seemingly identical coins. Some coins from 1980 were struck at different mints, including the Royal Australian Mint and overseas facilities like Llantrysant in Wales. These mint origins can sometimes be identified through subtle differences in strike quality and die characteristics. Specialists and advanced collectors often look for these small distinctions, and certain varieties are more in demand than others depending on rarity. Another factor that boosts value is the presence of transitional errors or unusual die combinations. During certain production runs, coins may have been struck with slightly altered dies, creating varieties that were not intended but later recognized by collectors. Identifying these can turn an ordinary coin into a rare discovery. Grading also plays a major role in determining a coin's true worth. Professional grading provides assurance to buyers and sellers and can unlock higher selling prices, especially for rare varieties or near-mint examples. A graded 1985 cent coin with an error can sell for much more than its face value, sometimes reaching significant figures in the numismatic market. While many people overlook this small denomination, serious collectors and investors